In this video, I'll attempt to answer some questions regarding our study over Craig Groeschel's book, The Power to Change: Mastering the Habits That Matter Most. Note, I will talk a lot about mental health, but please note this is not a substitute for therapy or mental health care. I am not a counselor or physician. If you need help with mental health challenges, please find a qualified mental health professional. Why are we going over this book? What does this have to do with mental health? Like, isn't this just self-help? And so, I wanted to take a little bit of time to address why we're going over this book. It's not just because I'm a fan of Craig Groeschel, because he's my pastor and I enjoy his content. I really do enjoy his content, but I believe this is at the core of mental health, what he's talking about here. He doesn't necessarily apply it that way, but what I see is how broadly this applies to a lot of areas of mental health. And I want to note that it doesn't apply to all. There are different mental illnesses and conditions that it's not a matter of trying to change our habits or change our behaviors. I'm telling this from my experience because that's how I'm looking at this from. So I know that there's other conditions that this doesn't apply to. So I want to be sensitive to that and know that I'm aware of that and I'm not making light of that or trying to make people feel bad if they have a condition that is not affected in this way. But what I do believe, at least from my own journey and what I've seen, is far too often, if I have a condition like anxiety, I have focused on removing the anxiety entirely. Or if I have depression, I have focused on, I want to get to a state where I have no depression. And I don't think wanting that or desiring that is bad, but largely in many cases, that's something that I can't personally change. If my brain has a chemical imbalance in it, I can take a pill from a doctor that's prescribed that to me because they've seen me and evaluated my condition. I can take a pill to try to offset that chemical imbalance, but that's not, I'm taking the step to take the medication, but there's not much more that I do that I feel like I can change. The reason why this material here is so important is because these are things that steps I can actually take to improve my situation. And it may not totally make it go away. That's not the point. Early in my journey, at first, I just wanted it to completely go away. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's a natural desire. If you've gone from a state where you didn't experience these things to all of a sudden you are experiencing anxiety, depression, whatever it is, you naturally want to go back to that state where you weren't feeling those things. I think that's fine, but what I've learned is it's not so easy to make it all disappear. Instead, I've learned that it's more helpful for me to focus on things that I can change or affect. And many times, beyond taking medication that a doctor prescribes to me, I can't remove the mental illness or the condition. And so things that I can do are right in line with what this book talks about, is changing my behavior, my habits, how I look at things, my perspective. These are things that I can actually impact that make a big difference in my life. So I wanted to take time to explain that because I think some people that maybe come to the community and see that we're discussing this book are like, why are they discussing this book? I'm coming here to learn about mental health. I'm struggling with, whatever it is, anxiety, depression, panic disorder, general anxiety, you name the condition, they're struggling with it and they wanted something different. And I'm not saying that this community is for everyone who struggles with anxiety or fear, but I think there's some misconceptions when they initially come across the material that we're covering and it doesn't just spell it out for them. Things that I've learned from when I started till now is what got me here. A lot of it is unhealthy behavior. It's not only unhealthy behavior, some of it is trauma, but also a piece of my journey in getting better is establishing healthier habits. That's all for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes.